Hi, I'm Joe Wesley, and our mission is to strengthen your bottom line through creative tour events. Hi, I'm Joe Wesley, J&L Creative Tours, and today I'm going to talk about undercover networking. And you might ask, what the hoot is that? This concept came to me during the course of my interacting with clients and also new contacts through networking groups. And I'll tell a few examples and then I will share with you what I actually mean. Actually, it will become clear what I mean by undercover networking. I'm working with two business associates, they're partners, and they want to expand their branding for their business. And they're working with me on how we can help develop the new network of client base. So what we've devised is a concept where we'll do events that people enjoy coming to, intuitively, fun events, not about the business, not about the mission statement, but something purely enjoyable. And in this instance, it's a food-wine pairing. And what I describe to them as we take the trip, and it's out of area, by the way, that's a criteria, out of area, so we can get them on that bus. And the purpose of getting them on the bus is I have time to engage them. So as we're talking about the event, the first question they ask, understandably, well, who would we invite in terms of who would have interest in the business? And I says, no, the focus is not interest in the business, the focus is on having fun. So who do you know? From your PTO associations, from your cutting the grass, the neighbor next door, to the carpool for the kids or for your fellow employees. And during the course of your interacting day-to-day basis, you're going to bump into people who say, wouldn't it be nice if we could do this in one moment? And what would this be? Wine tasting. It could be a murder mystery dinner theater. It could be a shopping spree, pre-holiday format. So the focus is, let's have some fun. And I said to them, the purpose of this event, ultimately, as I engage them on the bus, to develop the rapport, develop the relationships, you'll have the ability to share briefly what you are working on as a project. It'll be one of those, oh, by the way scenarios. And we have a prepared impromptu speech, you might say brief, no more than 5-10 minutes at the most, on our way to the venue for the food wine pairing. So I said it's kind of like a networking concept. And the guy, the partner, asked, why would somebody want to come to another networking event? And I saw the frown on his face. And I said, no, we're not talking about a networking event. But it hit me that a lot of us go to networking events in the business. And there's a lot to choose from. And shortly after that conversation, I spoke with another guy. And when I do meetings after networking events and we do our eventual one-on-ones, one of the common questions we shared back and forth was, Joe, how many events do you go to per week or on a regular basis? I says, I try to do on average 2, maybe 3 per week. And the other guy says, yeah, that's about his quota also, 2 per week. And he says, I know a guy that actually does 30 events per month. And I saw his frown reflecting my frown, like, my gosh, how does somebody find time to do those many types of events for their business? Either they totally enjoy the experience or they still are looking for what's going to work for them. And so it seems as though for many of us, myself included, I understand we need to network. Everybody says building a business is about relationship building. So sometimes I look at it like a marathon preparation. I get up in the morning, I do my carbohydrate load, I prepare myself, I do my business chores, perhaps personal items that I have to do. But there's also a sense that I reach a quota, that beyond a certain number, I need to get other things done. And it makes perfect sense. So what we're talking about here is what people do intuitively. Let's have something I enjoy doing. First off, I need that enjoyment. I need the time to relax, to kick back, you might say. And I'm sure people who work also share this similar concern, desire. And doing a event that has common value, common draw, you immediately begin to define your group of people who share similar interest. And by the way, there'll be an article on the YouTube version of this presentation. And I say YouTube version because you can look at it from perhaps a different site, but if you go to YouTube, you'll see a link you can click and will direct you to a discussion about the value of network building, business building by word of mouth advertising. So the intent here, and I'll use an example of, say, a church that has, as any church would have, strong moral values. But the whole, every, perhaps once a month, a bingo night. It might be weekly. And they're not trying to develop heathens. They understand people will come out to enjoy themselves as a natural flow, innocuous activity, and people share back and forth, and there's a common spirit in that room. While the people are engaged in bingo, the host of the entity, the church, will come around, introduce themselves. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're relaxed. Anything we can do for you. And there will be subliminal messaging on the walls and on the stands. We hope to see you also on Sunday church. So this church understands that if you want to draw people to you, rather than say, come out Friday night and hear about what we're trying to express to you, come out and enjoy yourself. Have some fun. And you might call that undercover networking. Certainly I would. It's effective. It works extremely well. Undercover networking, as I define it, is bringing people out who intuitively enjoy having fun. And that's probably a fairly large market who will express a common interest in that particular event. So I know a corrections officer that they want to do paintballing. They want to roll in the mud and feel the rush and the impact of the hit. None of this wine and quiche stuff. So your activity defines the flow. And because of the mutual enjoyment, the mutual fun, the experience, they're much more inclined not to be psyched up, pumped up for the actual program that you're talking about. In this instance, for this couple, it's a food wine pairing at a vineyard, actually. And so part of the day will allow them to present themselves as a introduction, you might say a coming out moment for what they're trying to accomplish. So if this makes sense to you, we hope to see and hear from you. If this doesn't make any sense to you, or you have questions, we even more want to hear from you, because the way we make our value better to you is understand your needs better, even your objections better. So this is Joe Wesley, J&L Creative Tours. Remember to click the link below that describes how going undercover in your networking is a very effective, very cost-effective technique that matches the big boys in terms of their muscle in advertising. And I'll talk more about that in a later video. Thank you very much. Effective networking is much more than simply passing out business cards. It's about creating relationships with people who believe in the value you represent to your company's branding. J&L Creative Tours provides an environment where you can optimize the quality of yourself and your business.